up our game.
Right.
So we moved the front wheels ahead to the front bumper. The rear wheels were moved ahead to the door.
Right. So right below the A pillar, right?
No, B pillar.
B pillar, right?
Yeah, at the rear of the door. And Ford called them those funny Chrysler cars, and they told their racers that they were not allowed to race them. Well, the promoters that were booking match races said, well, we want you to race the Ramchargers Dodge. Well, so they did.
Right.
But they lost. And so that was the beginning of funny cars.
So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean.
Ramchargers. Wacky wagon. That is a nice paint job. So tell me about the Ramchargers.
This is the book. You can see, you get the whole story.
Okay, but I can't put the book in my here, so tell me a little bit about it.
You can learn about it, and you can say whatever you want about it.
Okay, well.
Yeah, we started in 66. Well, there was a car club in the 50s.
Okay, where were you based out of?
Detroit. We all worked at Chrysler.
Oh, okay.
And the club car, which was in the 50s, was outlawed by the NHRA.
Wow. Okay.
So we said, these super stocks are starting to catch on. So Dodge cooperated and gave us an engine and a car.
Okay.
And at the Nationals, Labor Day weekend, we beat everybody that was worth beating.
Okay.
And there was so much publicity that the powers that be at Chrysler said, wow, what are we going to do? So they said, we're going to go racing. We're going to put Tom Hoover in charge of the whole thing, who was a Ramcharger. And this is the 60th birthday of the 62 Superstock. And that was the first real effort that Chrysler made into high performance cars.
Okay.
And when they rolled out the 50 fastest Superstocks at the 62 Nationals, 40 of them were Plymouths and Dodges.
Now, was this when you guys first started dipping the cars and making the
that
metal?
Was later. We dipped the 65 cars.
Okay.
And that was the invention of the funny car.
Right.
Yeah, we invented the funny car. We had a 64 car that had the wheels moved a little bit.
Right. And
unless there was a standard car parked next to it, you'd never notice it. And that car won a lot of races.
Okay.
And then in 65, when Ford was coming out with the overhead cam engine and they were putting it in Falcons and stuff like that, we said, well, we really need to up our game.
Right.
So we moved the front wheels ahead to the front bumper. The rear wheels were moved ahead to the door.
Right. So right below the A pillar, right?
No, B pillar.
B pillar, right?
Yeah, at the rear of the door. And Ford called them those funny Chrysler cars, and they told their racers that they were not allowed to race them. Well, the promoters that were booking match races said, well, we want you to race the Ramchargers Dodge. Well, so they did.
Right.
But they lost. And so that was the beginning of funny cars.
Cool.
And then over the years, they just kept getting funnier and funnier, and then got
longer hoods and shorter back ends.
Put more nitro in, and then they became tube frame cars instead of based on stock cars. So our 65 was the last car that was based on a stock car.
Now, was Ramchargers, you guys were like the racing team, like Sox and Martin was, or
We were the racing team for Dodge.
so you were the corporate. You were the one that's the company sponsored one.
Dodge gave us engines, parts, and a truck.
And did you guys all work there as well, or?
Yeah, we all worked.
So you're like, that was like your weekend.
Well, we worked in engineering, so
Right.
we didn't work at Dodge. We worked in engineering.
Oh, okay.
And the racing was on evenings and weekends.
So I'm saying you weren't full time; you were just doing it on your own time. And
Yeah, we were
they
doing all
just-
the racing was on our own
Oh,
time.
nice.
So I quit after 67
Okay.
at 195 miles an hour.
A little quick,
So that was, you know, we figured next year we're going to go 200.
right?
And is that a good time to either be a professional racer or be an engineer?
Right.
Well, several of us decided to be engineers. And
Benefits are a little bit better as an engineer.
well, then the other guys branched off and ran a funny car and a dragster, and then they opened up speed shops, and for what, 15 years they dominated the speed equipment business in Detroit. They had 5 stores,
Oh wow.
and they've since retired. So,
Yeah, and then the internet killed the speed shop. Seems to.
yeah. So the guy came by here a little while ago, and he had a Ramcharger speed catalog. That sucker was that thick.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when I was a kid going to the BP speed shop here in Pennsylvania. Going, every time my dad came home from work, he'd come in, what do you guys need? Me and my brother. You just had headers, you knew the manifold, whatever.
Yeah, well, they had it all, and they took the whole speed equipment.
Tell me a little bit. Is this just someone
That's
brought
not
this?
ours, yeah.
Okay, so it's just help bring attention to the tent.
The guy back there behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a hard car here this year.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Sean. It was nice meeting you. Thanks for
I
the
do.
story.
That's a really quick summary.
That's so, guys. That's the story of the Ramchargers, and you're Mike Buckle. So Mike Buckle was one of the Ramchargers, and we got Al Adams here, and John Worley, and Dave Rockwell.
And Dave Rockwell's the guy who wrote the book.
All right. Is there pictures? A lot of pictures.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then I'll read it. As
200.
long as there's pictures, I can look. I can do it.
Oh yeah.
So I went to public school. So Tom Coddington, Ray Kobe's not here. They must be getting some sandwiches or cold snacks.
They're golden tomatoes.
Warren Anderson, Chuck Morse, so Evan Erickson, you Mr. Erickson, and then Jim Hall. So this is, if these guys weren't here, there would not be funny cars. So John Force, Mr. Force, he's waiting on his check. He's waiting on his check. He's waiting on his check. He's waiting on 2 checks because he wrote a book. So you got to pay these guys. They're the reason you have a job. So anyway, and this is the Hemi. I can't show you guys this because, you know, if I put this up, YouTube will throw it down for copyright infringement. But this is the blueprints. So if you can get up here, hey, it took me only 12 hours to drive here from Florida the other day. So if you can get up here by the end of the weekend, you can see these blueprints. So, but anyway, you have no idea what you're going to meet when you come up here to Carlisle. And I'm going to take a picture of one of these guys, and we will put this, and I'm going to, if I can get these guys to sign it, then I'm going to see how many can sign it, and then I will give this away to one of our viewers. But here's what you have to do. In order to win this, you have to send me an email of a picture of a Hemi. If you don't own one, you got to go find one. And we will do this until we will send out a signed autographed picture, and you will have 7 days from the day I post this video, and whoever sends pictures of Hemis, we'll put them all in tickets in like we normally do in a hat, and we'll pull it out, and you will get a signed autographed picture of these from these guys. So
Well, you could buy a book and give them.
how much are the books? Seriously, 35. All right, we're also going to buy a book, but only if these guys will all sign the book, and we are going to give the book away to one lucky person. So we're going to buy the book. We were the Ramchargers, Inside Drag Racing's legendary team. Dave Rockwell is here, so he will sign it, and the rest of the Ramchargers who are here will sign this book, and we will give it to you guys. So April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.
Where it says merchandise store right here, merchandise store link, you will see it says https:/junkyards-barn-finds, and you click on that and it's going to take you here.